Hello everyone, and welcome to class today. We'll be talking about equivalent fractions today. Equivalent fractions. Now we say two or more fractions are equivalent when they are equal, though they may appear in different forms, but we call them equal when you can reduce two or more fractions to their lowest term and they will have the same answer. Okay, now for example, we have 1/2. We call it 1 times n all over 2 times n. Now, we can get equivalent fractions by multiplying both the numerator and the denominator by the same number. Okay? You can get that when you multiply both the numerator and the denominator by the same number, sorry. So we have 1/2 times equal to 1 times n all over 2 times n, where our n is a whole number. Where n is a whole number. For example, I can get the equivalent fractions of this. Let's see a question. Find the first 4 equivalent fractions of 1/2. How do you get that? Remember I said you get it by multiplying both the numerator and denominator by the same number. So let's see. For 1/2, let's start with the smallest number after 1. 1 times 2 all over 2 times 2. 1 times 2 will give us 2, and 2 times 2 will give us 4. Now, when you reduce this number to their lowest term by dividing by 2, you definitely will get 1/2. So this is the first equivalent fraction of 1/2. Let's see the second. I'll multiply by the next number after 2, which is 3. 1 times 3 all over 2 times 3. 1 times 3 gives us 3. 2 times 3 is 6. This is another equivalent fraction of this. Let's see the next one. 1 times 4 all over 2 times 4. 1 times 4 is what? 4. 2 times 4 is 8. So how many have we gotten? 1, 2, 3. Well, the question says find the first 4. Let's look for the next one. After 4, our next number is 5. So we have 1 times 5 all over 2 times 5. 1 times 5 will give us what? 5. 2 times 5 is 10. So our first 4 equivalent fractions will be 1/2 equals this, equals this, equals this, and this lastly. So let's write our answer. Don't mind our board. Okay, so we have our answer as 1/2 equals 2/4 equals 3/6 equals 4/8 equals 5/10. Voila! We've gotten our first 4 equivalent fractions of 1/2. 1, 2, 3, 4 as our answer. Okay, again I'll go over it. Find the first 4 equivalent fractions of 1/2. I said equivalent fractions of a particular fraction can be gotten by multiplying both the numerator and the denominator by the same number. So here we started with the smallest number after 1, which is 2. We have 1 times 2 all over 2 times 2. 1 times 2 gives us 2. 2 times 2 gives us 4. After 2, the next number we know is 3. We multiplied 1 times 3 and got 3. 2 times 3 we have 6. The next one is 1 times 4, which is 4. 2 times 4, 8. If you notice, my 1/2 is consistent in all the questions, all my solvings rather. 1/2, 1/2, 1/2, 1/2. I didn't change them. The only things I changed were the numbers I was multiplying them by. Okay, so for this one, I have 1 times 4 all over 2 times 4 gives me 4/8. I did the same with this using 5, and I got 5/10. So my answer is 1/2 equals 2/4 equals 3/6 equals 4/8 equals 5/10. This is how we write equivalent fractions because they are all equal. How do I know? If I divide both this fraction, I divide it by 5. 5 here I have 1, 5 here I have 2. 4 here I have 1, 4 here I have 2. 3 here I have 1, 3 here I have 2. 2 here 1, 2 here 2. Whatever I do in reduction of these fractions, I must get my 1 over 2. So that has given me my answer. Let's try out more questions. Question 2. Find the first 3 equivalent fractions of 2 over 5. Of 2 over 5. Let's see. Remember, we get this, or can get our equivalent fractions by multiplying both the numerator and denominator by the same number. So I'll be starting with the smallest number after 1. Why don't I use 1? Because 1 times any number is the number itself. So I wouldn't want to bother myself multiplying by 1 again, because 2 over 5 times 1 will still give me 2 over 5, right? So I will start with 2. 2 times 2 over 5 times 2 all over 5 times 2. Sorry, times 2. I multiply by the same number, alright? This will give me 2 times 2 gives me 4. 5 times 2 gives me 10. Let's move to the next one. We have 2 over 5 again times 3 times 3. Okay? Now, 2 times 3 will give us what? 6. 5 times 3 will give us what? 15. Someone may write it like this. 2 over 5 times 3 over 3. It's still the same thing. Why? 3 over 3 is the same thing as 3 divided by 3. That's 3, that's 1. Okay? 2 over 5 times 1 is still 2 over 5. Alright? So let's see if I multiply it out. Let's see what we get. 2 times 3 will give me what? 6. I beg your pardon. We have multiplied by 3. So let's use 4. 4 over 4. 2 times 4 will give me 8. 5 times 4 will give me 20. And my question says find the first 3 equivalent fractions of 2 over 5. I've just succeeded in doing that. 1, 2, 3. So my answer will be 2 over 5 equals 4 over 10 equals 6 over 15 equals 8 over 20. Final answer. It's that simple. Okay? It's very, very simple. All you need to do is remember the rule. Multiply both the numerator and the denominator by the same number. Okay? Let's try out another question in another form. Alright? So let's solve this. Now, looking at this question, you have to ask yourself, what kind of question is this? We're looking at this equality sign in the middle of these different fractions. It shows us that we have, what we're doing is equivalent fractions. These fractions are equal. Alright? So what do? You first of all check. We've been given a lead. 2 over 3 is here. Equals 24 over our empty box. You check. What can I multiply with 12 that will give me 24? Or better still, you can say 24 divided by 2. 2 here, 1, 2 here, 1, 2 here, 2. Will give me 12, right? So, in the same vein, I'll multiply my 3 here with my 12, okay? So, 3 times 12 will give me 36. So, my answer here becomes 36. So, we have 24 over 36. That is, 2 times 12 gives me 24. 3 times 12 gives me 36. Alright? So, let's see how to do this other one. We have 3 here and we have 9 here. Okay? Now, how do we do this? It's the same way we did this first one. What can I multiply with 3? That will give me 9. Or better still, I can say 9 divided by 3. That will give me what? 3. So I'll multiply also the numerator with my 3. So 2 times 3 will give me 6. That makes my answer above to be 6. 2 times 3, 6. 3 times 3, 9. Do do the same also for this last one. What can give me 10 when I multiply it by 2? Alright, I can also say 10 divided by this 2 here gives me 5. And then I'll multiply what I got with this denominator. So 3 times 5 gives me 15. So my answer becomes 15. So check. I can say 2 times 5 gives me 10. 3 times 5 gives me 15. If you check, to get the next equivalent fractions, the simple thing we did was to just multiply both the numerator and denominator by the same number. Here we got 2 times 12 gives us 24. 3 times 12, 36. Remember, this is our lead, okay? Because this is the only fraction here that's complete. Others had missing spaces, okay? So this is our lead, right? So we had, again, 3 into 9 gives us 3. Now the same, whatever I got, that's 3. I multiply this with this our numerator and gives me 6. So 2 times 3 gives me 6. Now for this last one, it's the same way I did it. 10 divided by 2, I got 5. Okay, and that's 5 multiplying it by 3. That's 3 times 5, I got 15. 2 times 5, 10. 3 times 5, 15. Is that simple? Let's see one more example. Now this is our question. We'll always check which of these equivalent or which of these fractions is complete. This is the only one complete here. Others have missing spaces. Okay, this is the only one complete. Hence, this is our lead. This is what we should use to find the rest fractions or the remaining fractions. And now we have 10 over the box. We have 2 over this box. 5 here. So what do? We say 10 divided by 2. That gives us what? 5. That is 2 times 5 gives me 10. I'll also multiply this number here. 5 times 5 gives me what? 25. So my answer here becomes 25. In the same vein, I'll check. What can I multiply by 2 to give me 6? So I'll say again, 6 divided by 2 gives me 3. Alright? That's it. And then 5 times 3 will give me what? 15. So my answer here becomes 15. Also for the last one, this top is empty, but the bottom is filled, which is 10. So let's see. We also divide. 10 divided by 5 gives me what? 2. Alright? So my 2 multiplying 2 gives me 4. So let's go over it again. 2 times 5, 10. 5 times 5, 25. 2 times 3, 6. 5 times 3, 15. 5 times 5, 10. 2 times 5. Sorry. 5 times 2, 10. 2 times 2, 4. So our answer here is 4. So I've succeeded in filling up the blank spaces. I've filled up all the blank spaces. How? First of all, started with this number, which is our complete number, complete fraction. Alright? I think you should try out more questions. Let's see this one. Try out these questions. Find the first 3 equivalent fractions of 2 over 3, 4 over 7. I will leave this in your hands. Try it out and see if you get the answer. And I assure you will be happy that you have solved. Please do not forget to subscribe to our channel and leave a comment in the comment section. Thank you.